Greetings to human beings with deep souls, to human beings that sense and feel at a depth, and certain archetypal qualities that are often attributed to the feminine, such as nurture, sensitivity, care, creativity, art, music, dancing, these kind of right brain hemisphere qualities are now returning, and we're in a process of deep transition in the world, and things are not working. And as we move, it's like a paradigm shift. We're moving through this very rocky, intense time of change, where we have been under power over this patriarchal systems, these institutionalized ways of being, where we have felt controlled or we have felt a lot of fear. So it's sort of giving pause at the moment to a kind of deep knowing within us. I remember when I was younger, throughout my sort of when I was a child, but also going through teenage years and moving into my 20s, there was a deep knowing within me that this couldn't be what it was to be human. It was as if I was deleting a part of myself to fit in. There was a sense of moving away from ourselves, moving away from home, and putting our energy outward in a form of consumerism or materialism to sort of acquire and project out onto a world success and happiness. Whereas within me, from a very young age, I felt a contentment. When I look back, this is all in hindsight, it's not at the time, there's a sense of deep within me as I move out. It's like I'm moving from depth, deep soul, up into a sort of 2D perspective, like a superficiality of how I look, what material, what car, what house I have, what I'm wearing, whether you've got lines on your face or your body's put weight on or not put weight on, whatever shape. It's like this movement outward. It feels very superficial and within me, and distracting ourselves, sort of holidays to get away from life. But within me was a sense of depth already there that I'm moving away from. There's a lovely little saying at the moment. There's a beautiful film made by two film directors who have science and if you look it up, it's science and non-duality, and they've directed a film. I can't completely remember their names, Maurizio and another name, but they're beautiful human beings, and it's called The Eternal Song. So I highly recommend that if you can watch it. And it's indigenous folk who have always had an attunement to the earth and an attunement to the beauty around them. And one of the sayings that they say in it is, "We are beings of beauty, living in beauty around us." We are beings of beauty, living in beauty around us. And when I sense that, which feels true, when I feel a kind of marriage between the archetypal masculine and feminine, when I feel those two, the left and brain hemispheres uniting in marriage, there feels a sense of a truth about this beauty within and around us. You know, it's like the outer and the inner are sort of merging together, dancing together. But when only one, what we've been born into, the left hemisphere dominates, which is about competition and vying for power and control over others, and reward and punishment, and inducing fear if you don't fit in or get the academic grades that you should. So it's like the survival of the fittest, the strongest. And we're now at a point in our world where we can see what results in fighting and power over and control for power does in the representatives of Russia and USA. And without getting political, just at the point we are in this transition of change, where we've reached a pitch of what it is to put in a path, these, you know, I always think of it like who's in the driver's seat, but to put in the driver's seat the left side of us as being a priority, and to be bowing down to that energy has led us into utter destruction of our planet and of our world. So we're in a transition where we're now, the feminine attributes and principles within human beings are starting to emerge quite intensely in the world and in ourselves. You may have noticed it in yourself, these sort of changes back to balancing out and marrying the two left and right spheres of the brain. And so for you, who is sensitive and deep, it's a rocky time. It's a rocky time as we transition into a future, or we could say the future being, the future being. There's something exciting about it. And something relaxing in this transition to move into soul, to move into, I could even say cosmic soul, because we're attuning really to something that's, it's like a step in our evolution, it's the intelligence of our consciousness is growing. We're becoming aware of this potential that we are, and tuning in to the intelligence that's here present now within us. It's this kind of divinity, whatever word resonates with you, it really doesn't matter what the word is. It's the sense that you experience it within you, within your depth, your soul. It's a sense of it's waking up to itself. We're in a process of change, an evolutionary change that is waking up to the intelligence that we are. And this intelligence is aware that we're connected to everything. The fragmentation and separation comes from our trauma of not integrating and avoiding our hurt, that we've hurt each other, that we're wounded, and that we've disassociated a lot from feminine attributes or the principles of feminine energy within us as human beings. So I feel, one, sad for the outcome of that, because the legacy of disassociating from those places is there's a lot to integrate. And of course that's my work. I'm a healer. And it's an important time. It's a time to come forward in yourself if you heal as well, if that is being of service, and to bring light back into the world where human beings are struggling with this transition. Because, you know, as I say, on this sort of 2D surface level of efforting out to show our wealth from within, it's failed. So we're now returning home to the depth of our being. And really, we don't need to prove here. We don't need to be constantly needing validation. But the children within us are still in a different place. And that's the work I do. Bringing care, love, and a kind of deep, silent understanding of the hurt children within us who did not feel met or felt or seen. And so there's a loneliness there of a kind of muted cry almost, you know, a place of anguish, of distress. And that needs our loving presence. It needs those feminine, sensitive attributes and principles that are within us as human beings. So we're at a place of standstill. There's nowhere to sort of go, you know. Before, I want to do, I want to fix. I have loads of ideas of better places, a better world we can be in. We are in a world that is hurt and wounded and has turned away from integrating its wounds and has distracted itself superficially. But the good news is, as we return to ourselves, we're not superficial, we're deep beings, grounded beings, very attuned to the non-humans and humans of this world. We have great empathy and care. So that's what my channel is about. It's about bringing back care and love to ourselves, to the planet, attuning to the fragmentation that we have caused. And I think is it David Attenborough? I haven't seen it myself, but he's got I've seen clips of it, of the film of oceans, and looking at the utter destruction. This dear, wise, beautiful being is sharing with us all of how the trawlers, they go down and scrape the treasures, the delicacies of the ocean, for us, you know, without discerning a fair, balanced way of taking from the earth. Yeah, so the earth. So I feel sad when I said taking from the earth. The earth isn't a resource for us to take from, is it? It's something with ritual, to respect and be appreciative and thankful for. Yeah. So I'm going to end shortly, but it's something, this bumpy transition is this returning to a balance within us as our wholeness is starting to return. And I just want to support that transition, and this is what my channel's about, is supporting the depth of us to sink in deeply into our bodies again and feel the earth beneath us, feel rooted, feel the trees and the bees and the butterflies around us, and also connect to the higher consciousness of the cosmos and the light that is within that, and the intelligence of this consciousness as it is attuning to us again, and we are awakening as a species. Yeah, so thank you if you like this, if it helps you, and please like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate that. And sending love, transmitting love out to us as beings in this world as it moves into a new dimension of care and love for one another and the planet. Thank you. Bye for now.